Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the dinner table. I am Nick, joined by my father.
Mike, hello everyone.
Um, Today, sorry we're a little bit late on this one. I don't know what
No good
happened.
reason.
There's really no good reason. I think a little bit of laziness, a little bit of working on other things, and not really sure what to do. So we have this one out. We'll get this one out as soon as we can. Today's topic, though, is music that I guess I'll go with music. Music that we should like, everybody thinks we like, but we really can't get into.
Yeah, it's kind of I kind of borrowed this idea from another podcast that I listened to,
Hmm.
and the guy did he did albums based on his musical preferences that he
Hmm.
was supposed to like, but he
Just
hated. He used the word hate. I don't know about hate because I don't necessarily hate all of the stuff on my list. Some of it I do.
some of it.
But we'll get to that in a minute. But so I thought, hey, maybe we could just take, you know, artists or, even a whole genre of music that
Hmm.
people think you probably like, but you really don't.
Hmm.
And
Country music.
yeah, me too. Like 95% of
Yeah, not a
country
fan.
music I don't like,
Not a
especially
fan.
modern stuff.
It's just
That's,
pop music with
yeah.
twangy guitars.
But I really didn't put that on my list. I didn't want to put a whole genre on there. But I do have some artists, I guess. That I
Okay.
don't.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I have actually I was amazed how quickly my list came together.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, it took me
And
like
then
5 minutes.
yeah, it's kind of funny when you think about it. Like, wow, that's weird. That but yet it took me longer to do the. I mean, because there's so much music that I like. It took me longer to do the Desert Island list
Yeah,
than it
the
took me to
Desert
do
Island
this
one
one.
was, and I would still probably change it if I was to redo that one. But
And there might be some
yeah,
crossover here. I'm actually interested in the crossover because I
I
think there
bet there
might
is.
be.
I'm thinking we're probably going to have some of the same stuff on the list.
So you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
So I can go first.
Yeah, go
Okay.
for it.
Number one on my list, and you already know who it is. 10 guesses. Come on now.
Pink Floyd.
No,
Mm.
the Eagles.
Oh yeah. Oh, I hate the fucking
I
Eagles.
never liked the Eagles. And I am from that time. I
Mm.
mean, that everybody I know, I'm in a minority. I know I am.
Oh yeah.
Everybody I know either likes or loves the Eagles. I do not. I have never got into their music. I find it sappy, countrified pop music, and I just don't like it. I mean, you can put five guys out of Joe's Tavern downtown and they play guitar and they can play that shit.
Oh yeah.
That's what I don't like about
Well,
it.
what's funny about the Eagles is I love the Counting Crows, and they are similar style of music.
Yeah, but
That
the songwriting is better.
oh yeah. Oh
And the music,
definitely.
musically, Counting Crows, talent-wise, are better. Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's just my opinion. And all of this is my opinion. So
Yeah.
don't come burn down my house because I don't like the Eagles. But
No, I do
I
not
don't
like
like
the
the
Eagles.
friggin' Eagles.
Never did. I never understood their.
One thing, their biggest hit, Hotel California.
Hmm?
Yeah. Do you know where they got those chords from on that song?
Wasn't it Jethro Tull?
The Jethro Tull song, We Used to Know, which you have on your favorite Jethro
Yes, I
Tull
do.
album.
That is one of my favorite songs,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
On that. Yeah.
That's the chord progressions and the chords and everything are very similar. And doing a little research for this, I found that, of course, Jethro Tull, it's actually just Ian Anderson and a bunch of other guys now, still tour, and they are playing We Used to Know. And at the end of the song, they put up a video of the Eagles and kind of overlays some of the Hotel California stuff on it.
That's funny.
And it is, oh, so similar.
Oh,
So,
that's kind of funny.
but yeah, I just never got into the Eagles. I never will. I can't say that I've tried because I started listening to it and I'm like, I don't like this. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
So that's number one on my list is my,
Number one's gonna garner me some hate too. Van Halen.
yeah,
To me, they are the birth of cock rock. You get
yeah.
Bon Jovi because you have Van Halen.
Yeah, well, that was that era.
Yeah, or you get
Yeah.
in today's world, nerd music, you get like, and I know people are going to be mad at me for this one, is Godsmack and Breaking Benjamin because of Van Halen.
Yeah.
Godsmack to a much lesser degree, but definitely bands like that. I never, I prefer Hagar over Roth.
I did too. I
Um,
did too. When I used to listen to a little bit of Van Halen
yeah,
when it was fresh, when it
yeah,
was new.
just didn't
But
age
it
well.
just didn't age
Yeah.
well for me. I don't like it now. I don't. It's not, there's none on my playlist. I can tell you
No,
that. You
absolutely. Well,
know, but
what's funny is because I have so much Rush and so much other like '80s progressive kind of rock. For some reason they're just like my Apple thing is like, you like Van Halen too, right? But no,
no, I
no, I
don't.
do not. And David Lee Roth sounds like he's making love to the air all the time. I don't know what's going on with that. He's not that good of a singer. I don't get that. Musically, they are not bad. I mean,
Well, Eddie Van Halen,
Halen, Van Halen, his brother's a good drummer too.
great
I
guitar
mean,
player.
so they're not bad musically. I just the lyrics are lame and stupid, and
Yeah. Well, it was all about sex, drugs, and rock and
yeah,
roll.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like ACDC, but I still think ACDC was a little bit better.
Yeah.
Van Halen are better musicians, but ACDC I think were better songwriters. I guess.
No.
Yeah, they're
No.
probably about the same. Yeah, I probably could
No.
have added ACDC on this list too, but I didn't.
I forgot about them. I
Yeah, I did
probably could
too.
have put them on and that's another band that I listened to quite a lot when they were new and fresh. But
But yeah, they're just not my kind of music.
no,
And I don't. They come on, and people like look at me weird. I'm like, ugh. You know? So, but yeah, that's Van Halen is number one on as well. It's really not on number of importance, but they are the first name I came
yeah.
up
Well,
with.
the first name I came up with was the Eagles. That was
Yeah,
the easiest one.
yeah,
Wrote
yeah.
that right down there. And
And
everything
if you're
else.
hearing background noise, Milo is running. My dog Milo is running all over the house with a toy. Sorry about that.
Yeah, there he
He's
goes.
oh, he's entertained.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. All right, that's what do you got?
The Grateful Dead.
I did not think
Grateful
about
Dead.
that one.
When, of course, I'm from that era. Late
Hmm.
'60s, early '70s. They were huge. I never got it. I don't understand of course, none of them do LSD, so I never
There's
did.
that.
So maybe that was the gateway to enjoying Grateful Dead music or
Hmm.
something. I don't know. I never liked them. I think
I've only heard only like one song of theirs, and
the only song of theirs I ever liked was called "A Touch of Grey,"
yeah,
and that's actually from the '80s,
yeah,
from mid
yeah.
'80s, I think.
With the one with the skeleton video
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
That video used to scare the shit out of me when I was a little kid. I won't lie.
yeah.
But
There's a little song about getting old, but yeah, it was good. That
yeah,
was a good song, but man, you listen to some of that stuff like "Friend of the Devil," which Counting Crows cover,
and do a better job.
and
Yeah.
they do just a fantastic job of that song. So I thought, the Grateful Dead version must be okay. Oh hell no, that is just awful. I mean, it's like, oh my God, I can't listen to that stuff.
No,
I
no.
never liked them.
I don't really get it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched that main Cabin Master show.
Hmm.
That guy on there, what's his name?
Oh, John?
No, I forget his name. But anyway, he's got Grateful Dead shirts every
Hmm.
show, and he's got a tattoo on his ankle.
I see him with
Grateful
fish
Dead.
shirts too, and I've
Yeah,
noticed the connection there. Most people who like Grateful Dead love fish,
yeah. I've never listened to Fish
and neither have I. Yeah, I can
for that reason because I don't like the Grateful Dead.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't imagine going out in some mud pit somewhere and listening to them play one song for like 30 minutes, and,
oh God.
and thinking that's,
And I love prog rock, and that would just drive me insane.
yeah. So, okay, that's mine.
Well, my second is is Metallica.
Well, I never thought of it. Okay.
I love
They have
heavy
their
metal.
moments.
I love
Their
metal.
moments, though.
Opeth, Mastodon. I mean,
Yeah.
my number one album on the thing was a Mastodon album. I love Mastodon. Huge album. A huge fan. Amon Wrath. All of that. But for some reason, Metallica has one song I like, Master Puppets. The rest of it you can throw in the dumpster. I have no interest in it. I don't know why. I think it's the thrash metal thing. It's just noise to me sometimes. It's just a lot of da 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 da, and it's yeah, they do that in all metal, but there's also nuances in like Opeth. There's a lot of nuance there, a lot of rhythm. Even Amon and Wrath, which is kind of considered death metal-ish, but they're Viking metal, but they do there's more to it. There's more to the music than just da 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 da. And James Hetfield sounds constipated when he's singing. Like when they covered that. Who was his name? On the road again. There, turn the page.
Oh yeah.
He says, "Here I am." It just sounds so constipated. It's like, dude, relax, man. You're gonna hurt yourself. But I don't get. I never got Metallica. Everyone talks about how great their drummer is. I'm like, Opeth Mastodon has way better drummers. I don't understand. Like, I mean, he's not bad, but he's not.
They were never really my cup of tea either.
No.
That whole genre of music, the heavy metal stuff, is
Yeah, well, I'm a little bit younger, and that's what I grew up with, especially Seattle scene. Heavier music. I like a heavier sound, but I just never got into Metallica. My buddy Pat, growing up, loved it,
yeah.
and this album would start with this intro. I swear to God, it was just a bass going dum 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 for like 20 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck are you listening to, man? Get to the point. Yeah. And again, I like progressive rock, which is very musical and a lot of stuff to it, but do not like Metallica. I just can't. I don't get it.
Yeah, one of my favorite musical moments of my life was the Grammy Awards.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Yeah, where Metallica lost to Jethro Tull.
It was the first year they had a hard rock / heavy metal category. First time they ever had that.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I don't know why, Jethro Tull was dominated in that category. They are neither.
Crest of the Knave, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's not hard rock.
I mean, it's hard rock. Metal. It's definitely not heavy metal.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. But something in my throat. But so they played live.
Really?
Yeah, they played. I stayed up and watched it. I was on the West Coast, so it was on fairly early.
That's funny.
But they played live, whatever their hit was at that time.
Oh, was it I love the guitar in that one.
Can't remember the name. Anyway.
Yeah, Jumpstart.
That was Jethro Tull.
Oh, okay. Metallica did. I think that was Master of Puppets, which is their only good song. Yeah.
And they played, in my
opinion.
They played the hit at that time live on the Grammy show. And then they all run off stage thinking, we're going to be called on and get our trophies and yay. And Alice Cooper was the one that gave the award, head of the award on it's Jethro Tull. And I laughed my ass off.
That's kind of funny.
Unfortunately, the record company told them, said, look, you guys got no chance of winning.
So they didn't even show up.
So they wouldn't pay for them to go. The record company wouldn't pay for their, pay them to go or anything. So they didn't go. There's nobody there to accept the award. So poor old Alice Cooper is just like, okay.
We'll mail it to you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, that was a good night. It was
pretty funny.
That was a good night.
Yeah, Metallica's a weird one.
Jethro Tull deserve that award now.
Well, now they separated. Now there is hard rock.
Actually, after that first year, they separated hard rock
and heavy metal because they are different, and they are completely different.
Two different things. So anyway, that was a little side story there.
All right. That's yours? No, that was mine, so it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. I'm sorry. I stole all your thunder.
No, that's okay. No, you're good.
Next one for me, and you're going to hate me for it. Nirvana.
Really?
I do not like them.
Strongly disagree.
Never not liked them. I like a lot of that. That I like some of that 90s Seattle grunge music and all that. Never got into Nirvana. Just don't like them.
There's more to them than Teen Spirit.
I know, and I listened to some of it. It's just not my thing.
Really? I'm not mad about it. I get it.
I'm not sure that people would think that I would like that anyway, so maybe I shouldn't even have put it on the list. And I almost took it off because of that, but I do like a lot of that grunge music from Seattle and that early 90s stuff, but I just never liked them.
I like Nirvana, but these people who are, kind of say, well, they were like the Beatles, but for grunge, they're not. Yeah. Absolutely not. That's wrong. I like Nevermind, their album with the Naked Baby.
Yeah.
And in Utero, that one's not bad. They only really had 2 albums, and those are, I like them, and they are good. Are they my favorite band? No, but I do.
Yeah,
they're on my top 10 Seattle bands list. If you were to, they are.
Not me.
They're a lot better than people give them credit for, especially when it comes to Dave Grohl's drumming.
Well, he's a talented guy.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. But I just,
Towards the end, he couldn't even play guitar anymore. Cobain. They had the Foo Fighters guitar player. Their other guitar player, because the drummer Dave Grohl became the frontman of the Foo Fighters
right.
and plays guitar. Super talented guy. He can play pretty much anything. And then the other guitar player was Nirvana's replacement guitar player for Kurt Cobain because he couldn't really play guitar anymore.
Yeah.
He couldn't play the songs anymore. He was he was
He was out
done.
of it.
Yeah, he was done. And I'm not surprised he died. I'm just not. I mean, you look at it now, you're like, oh no, this warning signs were there. We were just too stupid to notice. But you look back at it, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but anyway, they're on my list. I don't know that people would think that I would like them anyway, but so I almost took it off.
It's.
So no, Nirvana.
I could see that. And when I was younger, I didn't like him, but I'd started liking them more as I got older, and maybe I just appreciate what they did more. I don't know.
I don't know. Everybody thinks they're this great
No,
grunge band, and they started the whole thing and all that. But
no. You got bands like Mudhoney, Mother Love Bone were
Yeah.
kind of the first who did that.
So that's mine.
Well, mine's another grunge band, Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam, yeah.
Pearl Jam formed because of Mother Love Bone. The singer from Mother Love Bone, he died of drug overdose. I think it was drug overdose.
That's a common theme in that.
Yeah, well, and I started listening like other bands that are better than them. Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Nirvana, and then Mother Love Bone. And what do they all have in common? All their lead vocalists are dead. So,
Oh, there you go.
unfortunately. But, and they formed out of that. Mike McCready's probably one of the best guitar players to ever play the instrument. He's great. That's one thing Pearl Jam has over any of those grunge bands. They all have good guitar. Cantrell can play the shit out of a guitar, but he's not Mike McCready good.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Like when you hear it, you're like, oh no, that's different. He is a great guitar player. But outside of 10, and the songs
That
on
first
10,
album is good. I like their very
great
first
album,
Yeah.
but anything else they did is not that
After
good.
that, I just never listened.
People
to
put Eddie Vedder up on this post that really,
Yeah.
where he's a great song. He's like Bob Dylan. No, he's not. I'm sorry, Bob Dylan is way better, talented. So way more talented songwriter than he is. Because the songs make no sense. Maybe it's just me. I don't know, and it could just be me. But the sound of 10 is amazing.
That's because I think it was probably recorded in a studio with them.
And they had a
Basically.
producer and Eddie Vedder wasn't involved in the production of it.
Yeah.
They actually had a guy like a Rick Beato kind of guy
Mhm.
producing this, saying, no, you're going to sound like this.
Yeah.
And he made them sound great. And then the next album, Eddie took over production, and they started sounding too slick and clean.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't very, and they just, I don't know. They just never did it for me. They're not a band that, I'm from there. I was raised during that time, and
Yeah.
I never was a Pearl Jam fan. Soundgarden, all day long. Alice in Chains, all day long.
Yeah.
But,
I like that first album, but that was it for me.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I do. Black is one of my favorite songs from that era, but that's
Yeah,
it.
they're originally called Mookie Blaylock.
I think so. Yeah,
that's where
yeah.
the 10 came from, because
Yeah.
it was number 10 for what team did he play for? Shit, I don't
I
remember.
don't remember.
Yeah.
Man, that's kind of. I didn't know that because I know when the singer from Mother Love Bone died, two bands kind of formed, Pearl Jam and Temple of the Dog,
Mhm.
kind of as a tribute thing. For Temple of the Dog was more of the tribute thing. That's where Vedder came in, and then they kind of split up again, and then you got Soundgarden and Pearl Jam kind of formed. I mean, Soundgarden was always kind of there, but then they really became big after the whole Temple of the Dog, which they're another band Temple of the Dog's not good. I mean, that's shitty. I mean, they have one or two good songs. Outside of that, it's not very good, but no one ever said you would like that. I think everybody else kind of goes, Hunger Strike is good. Not much else. So, but yeah, what you got?
I got this one might surprise you. Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
That does not surprise me.
Doesn't surprise you.
No.
I like some of their songs.
'Cause I'm the
They
same
have
way.
probably 3 or 4 good songs that I like.
Lucky Man is
Lucky
great.
Man's a great song. That Carnival 9 part, whatever it is.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. That's good. And I saw them in concert. I actually saw them live September 27th, 1996, at the Gorge in George Washington. Beautiful, beautiful place. Wow. You get a chance to go to a concert there.
No, I bet. I
Make it
never
happen.
did. Never did.
And they opened for Jethro Tull. It was kind of a co-headliner tour,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm finally gonna get to see Emerson, Lake and Palmer. This ought to be good, you know. And then Jethro Tull, my favorite band of all time,
Hmm.
and yeah,
Yeah.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer was just like, after about 15 minutes of that, I was like, okay, we can wrap this up now.
It's
You
time to
know,
go.
I mean, let's
Yeah.
take a break. You know,
That's funny.
it was not, and they didn't play my favorite song. You know,
Oh, really?
yeah, that's always disappointing.
Yeah, it is
But
kind of disappointing. I mean, they got to play Lucky Man at least. They probably play. No,
no, I
really.
don't think they played Lucky Man. I
Those are like
don't.
the only two good
I'd have to look.
songs.
I'd have to look up the set list,
Huh.
which you can find all those now online.
You know, the internet's
See,
gonna burn us for that one.
but you know, I don't remember much of them at all
No.
because I was just kind of glad when it was over. You know, a lot of it was instrumental stuff, and you know, Keith Emerson and all of his keyboards, you know, and synthesizers, and he's got this old organ thing that he rocked around and
Mm.
laid underneath it and played upside down and
Oh
played,
yeah.
you know, and it was all just kind of like this is,
Kind of dumb.
and it's not very musical,
Yeah.
you know, it really wasn't. I didn't enjoy it. Then of course they had the obligate, you know, they were all had big egos. It
Oh
was
yeah.
a super group. They
Yeah.
all had big, so they all had to have their thing, you know. So you got the, you know, Palmer drum solo, and I always hated drum solos, except for Neil Pearce, by the way. I liked his
My Portnoy's are pretty good too.
because they were musical, but you know, just bashing on drums for 10 minutes.
My
You know.
Portnoy's are good because then he'll incorporate John Petrucci into it. You know, like
Yeah.
you'll see him doing things, be looking like you can jump in. You
Yeah.
know, it's great. Yeah.
But anyway, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I like 3 or 4 of their songs, maybe.
Yeah.
That's about it. I had a best of vinyl Emerson, Lake and Palmer album that I don't think I ever played. And I recently sold it on eBay because it's just
Wow.
sitting there collecting dust. And I'm like, I'm never going to listen to this.
No, it's just not your thing.
And,
Yeah.
you know, I got pretty good money for it.
Did you?
Yeah, and it sold right away because there's a lot of ELP fans out there, apparently.
Hmm.
But I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
I don't hate them,
No, they're
but
just
I don't care for them either.
Oh.
Next.
well, because they're from the mid '80s for some reason. Apple seems to think, and I listen to a lot of Dream Theater, seems to think I like Queensryche.
No, yeah. Well, that was, you know, they were kind of a marketing thing, weren't they? They were put together
I
by a
don't
record
know.
company.
Were they?
Yeah, I think so. I think they were.
You know, because you have Dream Theater, which is Dream Theater. They are, you know, I've had a weird relationship with them. They're up and down sometimes on my favorite bands, but they're always kind of in the mix. And then I like Coheed and Cambria. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's like Queensryche. I'm like, I don't think it is. Because then I know one Queensryche song and it's okay. I don't even know the name of it.
Yeah.
You know, and they have 2 versions of them now.
Well, yeah, recently there were 2 versions of
Yeah.
Queensryche out touring.
Yeah, so you had the one with the
Yeah.
original singer, who is a good singer. I like his voice. And then you got one who sounds like James LaBrie from Dream Theater. I think, oh, that's why people think I'd like one, you know. But I don't get it. I've tried. It's not they're considered progressive metal, but they're not very progressive. Like Dream Theater is very progressive. That is very progressive music, very complex. So is Coheed. To me, they're just kind of sound like 80s rock band to me with a little bit deeper lyrics. You know, instead of girls, 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 they're actually kind of talking about something, you know,
Yeah.
dreams, or the one about dreams was really good. That's the only song of theirs I liked.
Yeah, I never
But
listened to them.
yeah,
I honestly I have no opinion.
yeah, they come on every now and again when something that I'm listening to ends. And then what Apple Music does, it just keeps the music going, so it starts to kick in like other songs that I may like. And I'm just like, it's Queensryche again with the Queensryche again, Apple? Why?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, no, not into it.
But I think if you look into them, they were
Were they? I
they were
didn't. I
put
might
together
look
by
into
a
that.
record company or something.
That's
because
interesting.
for Mark, you know, there were, I don't know how you say it. I'm trying to
They
find
wanted a Dio-ish kind of band or something.
yeah, something that,
Or Iron Maiden-ish
yeah,
kind of band.
yeah,
Because they're not even really Iron Maiden. Because Iron Maiden, I don't think is that bad. They're pretty good. I mean,
yeah,
you get used to the Dickinson's voice. Once you get used to that, you know, like it's like Dream Theater. Once you get used to that, you're like, musically, they're pretty friggin' good. But I don't really get, the Queensryche's just kind of always been there, and I never really cared about them. But yet everybody's always trying to shove them down my throat. And I'm like, it's not for me, guys. Leave me alone.
No, I never listened to it.
But yeah, that's my number 4.
Well, my number 5, and this might be a crossover one.
Mm.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, I did not. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I cannot stand them.
Oh no, neither can I.
They are just awful.
They are
freaking singing from What's His Nuts there. I can
Axl Rose.
Axl Rose. I can never remember his name. And he's a little bit nuts anyway.
Have you seen the latest pictures of him?
Oh yeah.
Looks like somebody who ate Axl Rose.
No, it's
like, hey, Skip.
Guys. Oh.
It's like, what was it? Hey, Skipper, did you eat Gilligan? Or is that Gilligan Jeep the Skipper kind of thing from Tommy Boy? Yeah. Like, Jesus.
Jeez. Every time I used to have season tickets to Jaguars.
Yeah.
They used to play Welcome to the Jungle.
Oh, yeah.
And I just
yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah. I didn't add them. I did not put them in here.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. I kind of forgot about them.
Yeah.
They're one of those bands that I can just forget about.
That one album they had that was the big Welcome to the Jungle was up there, and all of their hits, I guess. I don't know if it was their first album. I have no idea.
They had actually another big one. I think it was the November Rain one was also big.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
But I just don't like them. And I remember I never really liked this song anyway, the Paul McCartney and Wings. What's the name of that?
Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die, yeah.
Or there's another one he covered too, or they covered Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Yeah.
With knock, knock, heaven's door. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, but they destroyed that Paul McCartney song, which I didn't really like it anyway.
Yeah.
Boy, I became to hate that thing whenever I heard that.
But
it was awful.
The one thing you get though with Guns N' Roses is you do get, next to Van Halen, probably the best guitar player of the '80s, and that's Slash.
Yeah, Slash is okay.
And he's done a lot outside of Guns N' Roses. Velvet Revolver was really big for him, and then he had his own
TV commercials now.
Oh yeah. But he's such a great guitar player. He is. But that's about all they got in my. It's never. Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get the love for those guys.
Yeah.
But then again, it's a little outside of my age group anyway.
Yeah.
I did like some music from that era.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not that.
It's like there's that famous thing where Hatfield from Metallica got burned in Vancouver.
Right.
And they were supposed to be the closing act, and then he couldn't be upstage, so he threw a fit, and then they friggin' rioted and burned down Vancouver. It's like, what is going on here? That's like probably close to a personal hell for me. Metallica and Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, that would be awful. But not for me.
Yeah, I get it. All right, the internet's going to burn us down.
Go ahead.
Because I don't know if they're on yours. They probably should be, and that's the Rolling Stones.
Actually, they are.
Yeah, are they? Yeah.
We'll skip over that. We'll just talk about the Rolling Stones, and I'll skip over it when I come.
Yeah, okay. The Rolling Stones. I am older. I am maybe too young. I always thought maybe I was too young. But in that era, you had great bluesish kind of bands like Jimi Hendrix, Cream. I'm just talking about the English. Well, Jimi Hendrix isn't English, but...
Well, they were a little before that.
Were they?
Yeah, they were around the Beatles time frame.
Were they really?
Yeah, because I remember seeing the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. I was a little guy. I was like 10 years old, maybe. 63. I was 8 years old. Mm-hmm. And then a few weeks later, maybe a few months later, I don't know, the Rolling Stones came on.
Yeah.
And I thought, I like these guys better than the Beatles. They were a little grittier, They had a little different sound and a little, I thought I kind of like the Rolling Stones.
Did you?
Yeah, but not anymore.
Yeah. I just never was into them. I mean, Sympathy for the Devil is a good song, but my favorite version of it's the one that Ghost covers. Like the Ghost cover of that song.
And I'd put that on my regular rotation playlist, the Sympathy for the Devil, and every time it comes on, it's good.
Yeah.
Every time. And a friend, an old Navy guy that used to work for me back in the day, a long time ago, put a post up on Facebook one day who said he kind of hates the Rolling Stones, and I kind of went back and I was like, no. The original, back in the day, Rolling Stones were pretty good. He said, I beg to differ. So I went back and started listening to some of the older, Satisfaction and stuff like that, the old songs, and I kind of sent him an apology. I said, you're kind of right.
Yeah, they're not that good. Out of all of the rich music in that period, the Beatles.
Oh, Beatles were great.
I mean, yeah, I guess Cream is a little after the Beatles. I thought they were about the same time.
No, they're a little later.
A little later.
Yeah.
You know, out of all that good rich music of that period, there's so many other good British bands, even that come out of there. How is it the Rolling Stones? Led Zeppelin is English, for Christ's sake. How is the Rolling Stones bigger than Led
I
Zeppelin?
don't know that they were.
Yeah?
Well, that slightly different time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Led Zeppelin was late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, with Jethro Tull.
Yeah, but the Rolling Stones were shortly, not long out. They were probably out in bars and stuff together,
Yeah.
before they became famous.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
I don't know. They just something about them. Mick Jagger doing that stupid pigeon walk thing. I don't know what it is. I saw that Super Bowl thing. I was like, ooh, that is terrifying.
oh, yeah, I remember that.
That was what Matthew said, man. Those guys are scary.
Yeah. And they still tour,
Yeah.
but it's not.
He's in
it's
his
like,
freaking
what,
80s.
two guys left, Mick Jagger and
I thought
Keith
the
Richards.
three of the four were still alive.
Really?
The bass.
Maybe. I thought they got a different bass player.
No, I know their drummer. He passed away
Yeah, he passed.
a couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, my boss in Arizona loved the Rolling Stones, and I was always like, yeah, okay, he'd play them all the friggin' time. I'm like, okay, Joe, that's cool, man. Yeah, I never.
That podcast that I kind of lifted this
Mhm.
from was a classic rock podcast I listen to on occasion.
Yeah.
And he brought up how racist some of these Rolling Stones
Oh,
songs
yeah,
are.
yeah.
I never really thought about it until he mentioned it, and I'd go back and start looking at.
Is it Brown Sugar?
Brown Sugar, yeah.
Yeah.
That song should be banned.
I'm not all about banning stuff.
Yeah.
But, hey, I'm surprised it hasn't.
Well, no, they shouldn't be banned because I don't want banning.
Yeah, but I'm surprised it hasn't been put on the. I mean, you can't do the "Honey, It's Warm" or "Cold Outside" song anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, you could do Brown Sugar.
He played on the radio.
Yeah.
It's Brown Sugar. There's another one too. Puerto Rican Girls. I'm just dying to meet you.
Yeah.
That song is really, if you listen to the lyrics,
it's kind of on the line.
It's
Well, I mean, in a way, so was that ZZ Top.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, that one's not exactly. It wouldn't be written and performed today. Mexican Blackbird.
Mexican Blackbird.
Yeah.
Well, they don't do that a lot.
No. There's reasons, But yeah, Rolling Stones. 'Cause I think nobody listens really to the.
Nobody can understand it.
Well, that too.
Yeah, nobody knows what the hell he's singing.
I love that.
The movie.
Yeah, I was about to say it. Jumping Jack Flash.
Yeah.
Speak English.
So anyway, nobody knows what he's singing anyway.
No, I
he gets away with it, I guess.
People put them on their 5 greatest rock bands list. I'm like, it's because they're still around. Longevity doesn't make you good. What sucks then sucks now, and I don't get it. But people will they will fight me on that one all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rolling Stones.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
They were number 8 on my list, so I'll just skip over them when we get that far.
Okay.
Number 6 on mine. You're going to be surprised at this one. I think the Foo Fighters.
Really?
Never liked them.
Never liked them?
Can't get into them. Tried. I don't like them. I don't get it. I don't get the appeal.
That's where I'm at with you. I'm not a huge. You notice I don't own any Foo Fighters music. I never did. I don't
get the appeal.
I like Everlong.
They sound like every other.
Yeah, they're or every other band sounds like them now because they've been around for so long. They've been around since the early '90s.
Yeah,
since Cobain killed himself, pretty much.
I don't know. We watched that tribute to what's his name, Tyler Hawkins.
Yeah,
Taylor Hawkins tribute on that day, and then it was all good, great stuff until they played all the Foo Fighters stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
shut this.
It's kind of interesting sometimes when a band like that becomes one of probably the biggest band in the world. When you have Avenged Sevenfold, who's I think better in every way, and I don't know. It's weird. I think they get locked in. And Dave Grohl's such a kind of a cool dude that I think everybody just likes him. I don't know.
Well, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I think he's a good person.
Yeah.
I mean, he cares about people. He cares about the world. I think he's a kind, good person. I do.
Yeah.
I have nothing against him. I don't like his band. I don't like his music.
You don't like Nirvana and you don't like the Foo Fighters.
No,
Oh man.
no.
Oh man. That's all right. It's all right.
Okay, so
That's okay. It's okay. I'll give you that one because I can't say I'm a huge I've never owned a Foo Fighters album in my life. But I know when they're on, I know them. Oh, that's Foo Fighters. I know who that is, but I've never went out of my way to listen to the Foo Fighters. It's a weird my buddy John's the same way. John, he's the same way. Because we were talking about it. He goes, this might be unpopular, but I've never really into that.
yeah,
I was like, yeah, I get it. It's kind of interesting. Mine is another band I'll never get because there's only 3 words to describe them, and it's the same word. It's boring, and it's Pink Floyd.
oh, they're on my list too.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
I got two. Yeah, I have a feeling for some cross.
Yeah, so they're number 9. There, I put them in.
Oh, so
this is the list is in no order, but they're the 9th one. That
yeah.
So
Yeah.
8, 9,
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah. Pink Floyd is awful. I don't get it. It's
No.
boring,
Boring.
and more boring. And everybody, again, love progressive rock and progressive metal. And people are like, well, they're the starters. Like, no, Sgt. Pepper was. And that's good. Pink Floyd is boring. Like, it's just.
They're originally a blues band.
Were they really?
Yeah, and they weren't bad as a blues band, but boy, when they got into the progressive, I guess, I don't know. Not even sure it's that.
Yeah, it's just boring.
Well,
I couldn't go to. They have to have a laser light show for them.
Well, they had big shows.
Because
they
it's
did.
what I would have to watch because I would be bored by the music. Yeah.
I remember I met Ian Anderson, one of the good moments of my life. I got to meet my rock star hero, I guess, back in, mid 80s, I guess I met him.
I think so, yeah.
And the night before, Jethro Tull played at the Kingdom, Pink Floyd played the night before. So we are talking, Ian Anderson and I are talking, and he's doing most of the talking because I don't know what to say to the guy, But he said, "Did you go see Pink Floyd last night?" I said, "No, I have no interest in Pink Floyd." He said, "Well, I went. The radio station that was promoting his concert took him in their luxury box thing, And he said that was just boring." He said he fell asleep. So
I would.
I fell asleep.
Never was a Pink. I don't understand Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Just somebody out there explain it to me. I'm not LSD,
really, I mean,
but Rolling Stones another one. Explain them to me please, because I don't understand the appeal.
I never liked Pink Floyd. Some friends of mine when I was in high school had Pink Floyd records, and they're trying to give them to me. I
don't want that shit. I'll use it for target practice later. Yeah. No,
I agree.
Yeah.
So we agree on that.
Yeah, we do.
That's no fun.
I know. Yeah. There might be another one, but
there might
be.
See.
Yeah,
we'll see. But my next one is actually it's Cream.
Cream.
You mentioned Cream. Yeah. They were kind of a super group.
Yeah,
and they had a couple of good songs. "Sunshine of Your Love" and "White Room" is okay.
That's only 2 I know.
That's the only 2 that I would consider listening to anymore. I never cared for them. Yeah, really. Eric Clapton's great.
Yeah.
Ginger Baker's a great drummer.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best of all time. And who's the best?
I can't remember.
Ah, damn. I forget his name. And he did most of the singing too.
Yeah.
Bass player. But I don't care for him. I just didn't like it. And I had a live album of theirs that I got somewhere. Jack Bruce.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That I'd gotten somewhere, and I like structure to the music. I like a beginning, a middle, and an end, or a nice chorus and a bridge part, and you know what I mean. And they just jammed. This live album was just to me.
I like that.
Noise.
Yeah.
And I think I threw it away. Probably, I don't know, but I never liked it. Talented musicians, absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of super groups I don't get into and I can understand that.
Actually, I never really. People are going to hate me for this, but I'm not a big Eric Clapton fan.
No, neither am
I
I.
like a lot of the stuff he did later on with the blues.
Yes,
You know,
he's a
he
better
did
blues
those
man than he is a rock man. Yeah.
Robert Johnson covers that he
Hmm.
did that whole album. There's some good stuff on there. But just Eric Clapton songs,
No, no,
I
no,
Shot the
no.
Sheriff and all that.
Yeah, it's not very good.
I'm not even.
And that's not even that wasn't his song either. I don't
No,
think it
no,
was.
that
That
was
was Bob Marley.
Bob Marley
Yeah,
originally. Yeah,
yeah. So, and rather hear the Bob Marley one. Honest, I'm not even a big Bob Marley fan, but I'd rather listen to him do it than Eric Clapton.
yeah. So that's
No, I'm with you there.
that's from really my era of music.
Yeah.
I never cared for.
Well, this one, mine is before you and I. Well, you were a kid, so you might be okay with it. I love blues. Big BB King, Buddy Guy, all of them. Why is Elvis Presley the king?
Well,
Someone,
I was a I was an Elvis Presley fan. I liked Elvis.
did you?
Yeah, when I was 6 or 7 years
When,
old.
when that race someone to kiss your face.
Yeah, yeah, all those stupid movies. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I saw several of them though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean because he was mismanaged.
Yeah, okay, I'll get
we
that.
watched that movie. Remember?
Yeah, it was not a bad movie. It's a pretty good
It
movie.
wasn't great, but it was an
Yeah,
okay movie.
the actor was really good.
Yeah.
Who played Elvis.
But
He's also
he was
Master of the Year.
completely mismanaged, and I mean he wanted to be a rock and roll singer, and they just wouldn't let him.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, Jailhouse Rock is a great song.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I like that. That's probably my favorite Elvis song. But yeah, he went off into, well, he was pushed, I think, off into making those stupid movies and then doing the Las Vegas
Yeah.
residency shows, and it was just not
When
yeah.
you got what's his name there? I think I wrote his name down in here. Yeah, Chuck Berry in that same era. Chuck Berry was so unique and so different. I mean, yeah, all of his songs kind of sounded the same, but
Yeah,
it was he was, in reality, he is the king of rock and roll. He
he
was.
probably is, but there's some racism in it
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And I know that's
Yeah,
the one
yeah,
thing, Chuck Berry, Buddy Guy,
yeah.
BB King, Muddy Waters all have in
Oh
common,
yeah, yeah.
unfortunately. And America's history in that period was not very kind to those men.
No, no, no.
And they didn't make any money till they got older,
Yeah.
because they were just getting screwed
Tell
all
you
over
to
the place.
get off topic here just a
Yeah.
little bit, but one of the best things I think I ever did was go see BB King.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
am so glad
me
I
too.
did that before he passed
I
away.
want to see Buddy Guy. He's
Oh,
on
he's
that.
coming to St. Augustine.
Is he? Oh, we need to check
Couple
that
of
out.
weeks.
Yeah. Yes,
But
he is. Next to
anyway,
BB King, he is like,
totally off
love that
topic.
guy. Sorry. Yeah, but yeah. No, I do want to go see that one day. But yeah, Elvis Presley I never understood it. I thought maybe I'm too young. And because other guys I worked with stuff like, what do you mean? He's he's a king of rock and roll. I'm like, somebody gave him that title. I don't think he earned that
He was
title.
for a minute.
Yeah,
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 yeah. I mean, because there wasn't a lot of that going on. Then.
yeah.
This is the 50s. I mean, this is very conservative, very, when he was on Ed Sullivan, they wouldn't show him below the waist because he swiveled his hips.
Yeah,
I mean, that kind of thing. So that was rock and roll, I suppose.
yeah. I guess. Yeah,
Then he got drafted and went in the Air Force, I think. And when he got back, he ended up doing all them stupid damn movies.
yeah.
You know, movie soundtracks, that wasn't his thing. He
No,
shouldn't have been doing that. He should
no.
have been out there with, the people of that era doing rock and roll,
Yeah,
real rock and roll. But yeah, I agree.
yeah. I kind of, and it sounds bad, and again, the internet's going to burn me down because the biggest act in the world, Taylor Swift, to me, it's kind of similar. She
Yeah,
doesn't really write any of her own stuff.
yeah.
Look at the writing credit, people, before you email me. She doesn't really make any of her own music. She's just the pretty voice with the great legs. And Elvis Presley was the pretty face singing the black man. He was the pretty white guy singing the black man's blues with
Yeah,
a rockier tone to it.
yeah.
With a Chuck Berry like tone to it.
Mhm, mhm.
And it's kind of the same thing to me. And maybe I'm too harsh. I don't know, but I've never understood the love of Elvis Presley.
I, it depends on the era,
Yeah,
Yeah, modern. God, he died how many years ago?
yeah.
But I mean,
His later in life stuff, I
later in life
completely
stuff is,
don't. Yeah, like why is that still
yeah,
popular? But
yeah, I don't know.
I can kind of get, yeah, in the 1950s he was unique and different, but so was Chuck Berry. But I understand down in Tennessee they weren't going to promote Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry wasn't going to get on
Yeah, and
Grand Ole Opry or anything.
yeah, Memphis wasn't going about to say no. Put that guy up there. That would well, they wouldn't use the word guy for sure. That's for one thing, And
Yeah.
I get it and I understand, but looking at it from a lens of a modern person, Chuck Berry was so much better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't disagree.
He did, and it's a sad thing, and I guess I shouldn't blame Elvis for that because he just wanted to be a singer,
Yeah.
and he's a good singer. He had a good voice.
Great
I just don't know. I don't know. I guess to me, it's like the Taylor Swift thing. It's kind of like an unearned position.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I like it. It just bothers me. It's like there's so much better out there. Like you have the ear of everybody, and this is what you choose to do. But the problem is probably like both of them. They don't have a choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll forgive them, but I've never been into it. You know.
Okay. All right.
All right. What you got?
Well, the last one I have, because Rolling Stones and Pink Floyd we agreed on, is Yes.
Yeah. I'm there.
I like some of their music, but I'm going to say 80% of it.
It's just yeah.
I don't know if it's awful, but it's just.
It's not good.
I don't like it. I just don't care for it. And we went to St. Augustine there a few years ago and saw, what was left of Yes live. The only original member, I think, was Chris Squire at that time.
I think so. I think he passed.
And he passed away. So that band touring now
is I mean, I guess Al could be considered.
He was not an original.
But yeah, it's true.
So there's no original members left in that band. They've got the tribute band guy as their singer, which they had when we saw it.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
And that kind of annoyed me a little bit, and I don't know. The concert was okay. I mean, but I don't have any real memories from it. I mean, I remember we went, we watched it, and we came home, and it was weird.
Yeah,
weird watching that guy sing John Anderson's songs, and
I'd rather would have heard John Anderson sing.
John Anderson,
yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, Yes is one of those bands. At one time, there was 2 versions of them out touring.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
John Anderson and Rick Wakeman, and
because they all hated Steve Howe.
And they all hated Steve Howe hates them. And
yeah,
so
he still does, I think.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I know,
makes sense.
I like them. I like I say, I got probably 3 or 4 of their songs on my playlists at various times I listen to. But they're all, the John Anderson singing Yes. Yeah, and they had a big album in the 80s at 90125. There's a lot of good songs on there. It's very 80s-ish kind of music. That's probably their most accessible album if anybody wanted to listen to Yes.
Yeah.
They sold that thing sold a lot of
And Fragile's not bad. Most of it isn't very good though. But yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with that list, that one at all.
So that's my whole list. I mean, Yes finishes it out. So
well, I got a couple more. I guess I'll rattle them off. My number 8 is the Police.
And
I'm a huge Rush fan, and because I'm a huge Rush fan, again, Apple's always like, "Hey, look, Police," and I don't understand. Sting isn't that good of a singer. I don't think they were that good musically. They're not that good. Maybe it's my opinion, but I don't get it. You were, you had I know you had one Police cassette tape.
I had one.
Yeah.
And I like 2 or 3 of their songs.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm the same way, right? But even then, I'm like, if I never hear them again, I wouldn't hurt my feelings.
It wouldn't.
But yeah, Police, I just don't get it.
I don't know how Police and Rush get lumped into.
But they always do. I think it's because the Spirit of the Radio has a little Police-like bass line.
That's a little reggae thing in the middle of it there.
Yeah, but
kind of like the
Police was kind of doing that too. And I think that's what everybody's, they're the same. They're not. I mean, they're just not the same. And next one, I never understood. I will never understand to this day. I do like a lot of classic rock, Led Zeppelin, Jethro Tull, and all that. But The Who, they have one song I like.
I could have put them on the list. I probably should have.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would have been a good one for you. And I was surprised I didn't. I was actually thinking that was going to be the next crossover one. Was the
yeah,
Who, and
I have on my list. I probably should have put them on there instead of
yeah,
like Cream or
yeah, the Who was.
Guns N' Roses maybe or something. Yeah, the Who. Um,
They had a great drummer.
was he though?
I don't know. I think there's
Well,
many better drummers in that
yeah.
time and today. You
You
know.
know, the first time I saw the Who do anything was the Woodstock movie,
Yeah,
and I was blown away.
yeah,
I was like 13 or 14 years old, and 15 years. I don't know how old I was. I went.
yeah.
I think it was rated R, and I snuck in to see it because I wasn't 16 yet. And the Who was the highlight, I
Hmm.
thought, of that whole 2.5 hour movie or whatever it was. And so I got some Who records and stuff, and yeah, yeah, they're
Yeah.
okay. You know,
You know, outside of, I think what really clicked for certain people is that weird thing that we all have, like, oh, look, they broke stuff on stage.
well, I never really cared for that either.
Yeah, but a lot of people do. Like, and that's what more people like, oh, yeah, do you know they used to destroy their stuff? That's like the first thing I hear about the Who. I'm like, so what's your favorite song? I don't know, but they used to break shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
You know,
come
Behind
on,
Blue
man.
Eyes is an okay song.
It's okay. They're, I think, and I've often wondered if it's maybe because of my opinions of Pete Townsend.
Yeah, I'm not a big Pete.
I
I
think
don't
he
get his
is,
love amongst guitar players.
yeah,
He's not that good.
he's not that
He's
good.
more of a rhythm guitar player than a
Yeah.
guitarist. You know.
And he's not that particularly great of a songwriter. He's really a little bit more full of himself than he should be, but
Yeah.
whatever, I guess. I don't, the Who never did
No.
it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know they never did it for you. That's why I was surprised that they weren't on there.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of forgot about him. To
Yeah.
be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
I do too. I have their 20th Century Masters one because I thought, oh, it's the Who. I'll buy that, and I'm like, no, I'd actually removed it. I took it off my phone completely.
Yeah, I had some Who albums that, again, I'm never going to play these, so I sold them. And they went quick.
Yeah.
You know, people want.
Yeah, a lot of people like the
Yeah.
Who, and
Yeah.
if you like it, again, like the Rolling Stones and Elvis,
Yeah.
explain it to me. Maybe I'm missing something, but just never did it for me. And my last one is CCR.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't. Maybe it's his voice. Maybe I do like "Fortunate Son."
Yeah.
That is a good song.
Good protest song.
Good protest song. It's a great song.
Yeah, still relevant too.
Oh yeah. But the rest of that, "Born on the Bayou," and I like.
You know what's so funny about them is I like quite a lot of their music.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, but what's so funny about them is the Bayou. They're from fucking California.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
they're
Come
from the
on.
same place. I think they're from Berkeley area.
Yeah, well, they got their start in San Francisco. But
Yeah.
they're from California.
Yeah.
They know nothing about the Bayou.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
think it's the stuff like that, and his voice. Maybe I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Just never was a.
I'm not a huge fan, but
Yeah.
I did like some of their music.
Yeah.
And for a time there, they were as big as the Beatles.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, when the Beatles broke up, everybody expected them to be the next.
Oh, and I said I don't like them. I thought my brother Matthew was going to punch me in the head. He was like, "Huh?"
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
He thought I was the weirdest guy in the world because I'm just like I don't. It doesn't click for me, and. It was one of my favorite lines, and it's a terrible movie, but is that "Live Free or Die Hard," where Bruce Willis or John McClane he clicks on the radio and it's "Born on the Bayou" or it might be "Fortunate Son," and the kid in the car quickly turns off. He's, "Well, that's classic rock, man." He goes, "Just because it's classic doesn't mean it's good." I was like, "Yes,"
No, I'm okay with it.
or just because it's old doesn't make it classic, or something like that. Yeah, but it's.
I'm okay with some of it. Yeah.
Are you? Yeah, like I said, for some of it I do like. Some of it, just most of it though, I just
Yeah.
and I am way too young for that era. So I was hesitant putting them on here, but I listen to a lot of music still from that era.
Mhm.
I do. I'm a weird 40-year-old millennial. I like a lot of that older music, and they just never did it. I'd rather. I mean, it's gonna sound bad, but I'd rather hear Bob Dylan sometimes squeal out something than I could put him on here.
Yeah, I could have put Bob Dylan on it.
Yeah, but
I never liked Bob Dylan.
yeah, I do find it funny that it was the Rolling Stones and who else was it? Oh, and Pink Floyd were our two
Floyd.
crossovers. Yeah, I would have thought it would have been the Who. I knew Pink Floyd was going to be on there.
Yeah.
On yours, I almost
Floyd,
changed it
Rolling
because I was like, that's obviously going to be on there.
Yeah.
But who cares?
Never liked Pink Floyd.
Never got liked it, but yeah, I mean that's our list.
This list thing is kind of fun to do. So
It is. I like doing them, because kind of makes you think like, do I really like this? It's
Yeah.
kind of like do you like the lamp, or are you just saying you like the lamp? I love lamp.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those. Do I really like this?
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you like it because Fox News told you?
Oh, there you go. There's a good one. There's your
Thought
little
I'd
dig.
throw that one in there.
That's a nice little dig. That's the pretty blonde ladies told me on Fox News.
I must like it.
I must like it. But I love those videos. God, they're so savage.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my list. It's your list.
That's fine.
Probably will anger the internet with this.
Yeah, because nobody listens.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's the beauty of being so small. No one cares.
Yeah.
Um,
But if you do care, let us know.
yeah, you can yell at me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll laugh at you. Like, but if you have a good, legitimate argument of why the Who is not overrated, please let me know.
Yeah.
Because I used to kind of think that of the Beatles until my buddy Carlos said, "No, Nick, you're wrong, and this is why." And he started really playing the Beatles, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you're right. I am wrong. They are absolutely amazing. I still will never say that about the Who, I don't think, because I have tried to listen to the Who.
Yeah, me too.
But I just
Maybe I outgrew them or something.
yeah, I don't know. But that's all we got this week. Yeah.
That's it for me.
No quotes.
Oh no, I forgot.
No quotes.
Damn.
Oh man.
I totally forgot.
Man. I don't know.
I could look one up.
I was trying to think of one actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Come on, man! Not the Eagles. I hate the fucking Eagles. Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
So
rolled him out of that text.
oh god, I love that movie. But have a great week. We'll be a little bit more on time. I think maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see. Depending on how the week goes. Have a wonderful one. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks and bye-bye.
All right. Bye.